This Headless Professor video is about how to do well on your discussion board posting. I suggest that we go over the definition of the word one, because this is your key to understanding the posting guidelines. One is defined as the positive integer less than 2. This does not mean one or more. It doesn't mean at least one. It doesn't mean some as opposed to none. You are only allowed one gradable post per day. If you violate this rule, if you make multiple posts on the same day, this will only hurt your grade. It cannot help it, because you're not graded on your best post. You're not graded on your first post. You're not graded on your last post. You're not graded on the average score of all the posts you made that day. You're graded on the worst post that you made on that day. You're only graded on one post per topical thread. Once you've made that post, you are done with that thread. You're also done for the day making any more posts. You're graded on one particular question to focus on. If your particular topical thread has 10 possible questions, pick one, focus on it, and answer it. If you try to answer more than one, your classmates will be upset with you because you're taking away some of their chances to earn points on those other questions. You are only allowed to focus on one aspect of a particular topic. Don't try to answer everything about it. If you're asked to focus on one, do so, or you get a 0. You are allowed one example whenever it calls for a case study or introspection. If you do more than one, that dilutes your depth in order to achieve breadth. Depth is the key to a good post. When you're given a multiple choice question with several possible answers in blue, pick one answer. I have carefully crafted the other answers as clearly wrong. If you choose more than one answer, your answer is wrong. State your answer and make your main point right in that very first sentence. If your first sentence is a vague and meandering point like, oh, this is a very important question that needs a very thorough historical review, that's not the way you would answer a question in a case conference. It is not the kind of clinical, focused response that members of your case conference team want to hear. That's what a chatbot would say. If your boss and your team members wanted the response of a chatbot, they'd ask a chatbot. And if you want to be a professional, don't sound like a chatbot. Give your answer clearly, concisely, immediately. Only one student can get credit for an answer. That means you've got to read what other students have already posted on the discussion board. Don't repeat one of their right answers because they've already got the points for that answer. And I'm not going to give you points just for repeating something that somebody else has already said. What is even worse than repeating a right answer is to repeat a wrong answer that some other student has already said. Read the other student's answers, and if it's a wrong answer, pay particular attention to my reply, explaining why that answer is wrong. You also have only one chance to get the right answer. There are no do-overs. Remember, only one post per thread is allowed. You can't post another thread saying, wait a minute, I want to change my mind. I want to, give another answer, if I or somebody else has already given the correct answer and explained why your answer is wrong. There are no do-overs. With multiple options grading, go on to a different topical thread the next day and don't repeat the same mistakes you made on a given day. That's how you get 50 good posting days. That is how you will get an A for this course.